अस्सलाम वालेकुम दोस्तों, कैसे हो आप सब। उम्मीद करता हूँ सब ठीक हो गए, खुश हो गए, मज़े में हो गए। तो वेलकम है दोस्तों आप लोगों का मेरे चैनल पर। तो दोस्तों आज मैं आप लोगों के लिए एक और कमाल की एनिमेटेड मूवी लाया हूँ। तो दोस्तों इस वीडियो को आप लोगों ने लास्ट तक ज़रूर देख लें, क्योंकि दोस्तों इस एनिमेटेड मूवी का नाम है फैंटासिया और चुबल के मुँह वाला मिक्की माउस है इसमें हीरो। तो चलिए दोस्तों आज के वीडियो की तरफ बढ़ते हैं, लेकिन वीडियो की तरफ बढ़ने से पहले वीडियो को लाइक कर दो, दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कर दो, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दो, बेल नोटिफिकेशन कर दो और बता के मेरी जो भी अगली न्यू वीडियो आए वो सबसे पहले पहुंचे आप लोगों तक। चलिए दोस्तों आज की वीडियो की तरफ बढ़ते हैं। Fantasia is a 1940 American animated musical anthology film produced and released by Walt Disney Productions with story direction by Joey Grant and Dick Humer and production supervision by Walt Disney and Ben Sharpstein. The third Disney animated feature film, it consists of 8 animated segments set to pieces of classical music conducted by Leopold Stokowski, 7 of which are performed by Philadelphia Orchestra. Music critic and composer Deems Taylor acts as the film master of ceremonies, who introduces each segment in live action. Disney settled on the film concept in 1938 as work neared completion on the Soccer Apprentice, originally an elaborate, silly symphony cartoon designed as a comeback role for the Mickey Mouse, who had declined in popularity as production costs surpassed what the short could earn. Disney decided to include in a feature-length film of multiple segments set to classical pieces, with Stokowski and Taylor as collaborators. The soundtrack was recorded using multiple audio channels and produced with Fantasound, a pioneering sound system developed by Disney and RCA that made Fantasia the first commercial film shown in stereo and the precursor to surround sound. Fantasia was first released as a theatrical roadshow that was held in 13 cities across the US between 1940 and 1941. The first began at the Broadway Theatre in New York City on November 13, 1940. While acclaimed by critics, it failed to make a profit owing to World War II cutting off distribution to the European market. The film's high production costs and the expense of building Fantasound equipment and leasing theatre for the roadshow presentation since 1942. The film has been released multiple times by RKO Radio Pictures and Buena Vista Distribution, with its original footage and audio being deleted, modified, or restored in each version. When adjusted for inflation, Fantasia is the 23rd highest grossing film of all time in USA. The Fantasia franchise has grown to include video games, Disneyland attraction, and a live concert series. A sequel, Fantasia 2000, co-produced by Walt nephew Roy E. Disney, was released in 1999. Fantasia has grown in reputation over the years and is now widely acclaimed. In 1998, The American Film Institute ranked it as the 58th greatest American film in their 100 movies and the 5th greatest animated film in their top 10 list. In 1990, Fantasia was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant. Fantasia opened with live action scenes of members of an orchestra gathering against a blue background and turning their instruments in half light, half shadow. Master of Ceremonies Deems Taylor enters the stage also in half light, half shadow and introduces the program. Toccato and Fugue in D minor by Johann Sebastian Bach. Live action shots of the orchestra illuminated in blue and gold backed by superimposed shadows fade into abstract patterns. Animated lines, shapes, and cloud formations reflect the sound and rhythms of the music. The Nutcracker suit by Piotr Lich Tchaikovsky, selections from the 1892 belt suit underscore scenes depicting the changing of the season from summer to autumn to winter. A variety of dances are presented with fairies, fish, flowers, mushrooms, and leaves, including dance of the sugar plum fairy, Chinese dance, Arabian dance, Russian dance, dance of the flutes, and waltz of the flowers. The Soccer Apprentice by Paul Dukas, based on Goethe 1797 poem D.E.R. Zoberlaring. Mickey Mouse, the young apprentice of the soccer Yan Sid, attempts some of his master magic tricks but does not know how to control them. Rite of Spring by Igor Stravinsky, a visual history of the Earth beginnings, is depicted to selected sections. To the ballad score, the sequences progress from the planet's formation to the first living creature, followed by the origin and extinction of the dinosaur. Intermission meet the soundtrack, the orchestra, musicians depart, and the Fantasia title card is revealed. After the intermission, there is a brief jam session of jazz music led by a clarinetist as the orchestra members return. Then a humorously stylized demonstration of how sound is rendered on film is shown. An animated soundtrack character daily a straight white line changed into different shapes and colors based on the sounds played. तो दोस्तों, आप लोग आज की वीडियो कैसे लगी कमेंट सेक्शन में कमेंट करके जरूर बताएं। मिलते हैं आपसे अपनी नेक्स्ट प्यारी वीडियो में। आज के लिए इतना ही, मुझे दो इजाज़त। अल्लाह हाफिज़।